Alrighty, guys, it's time to wrap it up. It is 3:30. It is Thursday, July 9th, and it looks like we have a pretty freaking strong rally going throughout the day, and all the way from 10, 11 o'clock here when it run into the lows. We've been steadily moving higher, and it's been nothing but a brutal grind. So interesting market action when that happens. It's with all the stuff going on, you would think it would be like more range bound, but no, there was like a net grind to the upside. And as they took out this area, the 65, 65s, definitely, I mean, the long side definitely start making itself known. It hasn't quite taken out the 75, 90s, but I mean, you had a range here where you could potentially hop on a long trade and see how far they can take it. It's been nothing. It's been do tradable, put it that way, definitely tradable. But you have to be patient, and it doesn't move very quickly. So you're gonna sit in that trade for a while to let it develop. But you can see here how it's been net trending, and you have the tablet hasn't been violated. It hasn't violated the true range either, all the way up here to the highs at near the 2 o'clock hour, and then finally run out of gas. So straight up into that time frame and then stall. Now we'll see where they're going to go into the close here. It looks to me like we're getting a little bit of a pull, a little bit of weakness after the 2 o'clock hour. Last half hour, we'll see if the Bulls is going to start taking charge again or not. But the way that it looks to me is I would start on the long side going into the overnight. Let's see how far they can take it. And be mindful though that you're running into that 75-90. So uh, I would be yes cautious about if they run into resistance here, we may see a pullback here going into the overnight or into tomorrow. If we have a in level here, 75.90, about one more level here at 7,600. And if both of them comes out, we will be back on the long side here. But right now, it could go either way. So they just back up to an upper edge. We are at resistance. I would start with a bias to the upside, to the long side, and see if they can retest this high, maybe take it higher in the overnight, but we'll see. And if they can't, chances are for rotation back into this lower range is pretty good at that point. But yeah, and we probably need to give it a little bit of time to retest that level and fail. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. So the failure trade is pretty obvious. Look for that. But if they keep going, if this grind keeps going, then we could see maybe even a little bull run take shape here. Nasdaq also pretty darn strong. They ran it higher at a pretty good clip as well. So they're back up above that 29,750 to 800. It hasn't yet gotten up above the 30,290s, but definitely up here in this upper range. So interesting dynamics on the Nasdaq. Definitely stay on the long side on this guy. Where rotation's higher. They got a ways to go before we run into some good resistance. We are at an attractor point, small attractor point here at the high volume node at the 30,000s. So I would watch for that. If they, I would look for resistance right up here at the 30,000s, 30,000, yeah, 30,000, 30,080s, 30,120s for rotations down. And if all three this comes out, maybe only the 30,080s. I mean, we'll be past this high volume node and probably have a straight shot up here to the 30,300. So we'll see if we get continuation on this one. All hinges on what headlines we get. I mean, we can get a headline out of the Middle East which tanks everything, or we can get the headline which keeps the rally going. So I would just stay on the long side to get started. Let's see how it develops in the overnight. Watch that the resistance area at around the 30,000 and see if they can get past that. But if not, it would also be a nice retest failure trade setting up. I only took one trade, two contracts early on here, or like halfway through the day on the Nasdaq. Turned out to be a more luck than anything else because I was fading some heat. It was just way too volatile that time. Probably better almost to trade later in the day when it calms down a little bit like that and you get a little bit of a grinding trend up or down. If you can get on one of those, I mean, you have to be patient, but it's a lot less volatile and much easier to get on a decent trade when it looks like this. So maybe it's worth taking waiting with trying to avoid trying to engage it in the morning, but everything is whipping back and forth violently. Looking at the bonds, and as I said, I had to work. Well, I had a working order here for a bit at the 14s. I was looking at this pullback, figuring out I had a shot at trading it back up again. I went looked at that, said, this is just not that kind of a day. It's so I just got out of it. And if I'd gone in, it would have been up maybe two tradable ticks on that one. But look at that, it's taking it lower again. So it is just drifting back and forth, not really moving a whole lot. But we had a 30-year auction come out here at 1 o'clock, around about there, and that's kind of where this whole thing was developing. So, but it hasn't really moved a whole lot, so not much to say about it. It's a range bound trading on the bonds, sell strength up to the 120 1920s, well, 1119 220s, and this buy weakness down to that 1126 so 110 26 and 27. That's it. I have it. No trace on the cryptos for me today, and that's about it. So back to the ES and the Nasdaq, and kind of where we left. It looks to me like we may get a little bit of strength here going into the afternoon. So we'll see. I'll watch this tab here if it comes out and start moving higher. It'll be the start of a little into the close kind of rally. All right, we'll leave it there. So no news to drive the market tomorrow morning, but we'll meet again and go at this one more time. All righty, guys. See you back in the morning. Later.